Family, I am cool with knowing that and accepting it. That was the part that was hard. Accepting that. You can't control that stuff. And you don't want to control it. Why is that? Because if everything went according to your plan, guess what? Life will get boring. Oh yeah, what's up, family? Up in here. Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast. For showing up. The reason why I'm kind of like sounding like I'm off is because we just had a wonderful, healthy snack that we were so happy about. It's making us sing and dance up in here. It's made out of chocolate and dates and quinoa, and man, what a combination! And it made you feel good. So that's why this episode is starting off the way it's starting off. Because we want you to take these bits of information, like we had that bits of wonderful dessert and wonderful delight of chocolate, and we want you to apply it immediately to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that we'll always, and we do mean always, will be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of your life that we'll be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life. And I need to hear you say it out loud in your car, in your shower, in your kitchen, as you're cooking, driving, whatever it may be. Say these words out loud. I don't care if somebody hears you. Say valuable information applied equals success. And what we're going to be talking about today, as you hear my beautiful queen in the background coughing, is it's okay. It's acceptance, man, because in this life, there are things you just gonna have to accept. Once again, we don't care about your opinions, what's your thought process, what's your belief system. Don't care. Life is gonna give you things in life that you just have to accept. And I actually want to start off with the word of God, because it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1 through 8. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and it's time to heal. What? A time to kill? Oh my goodness. You better kill some of that negative stuff that goes through your head and let it go. Kill that old version of yourself. Kill that addiction. Yeah, it's time to kill that old relationship. Some of that stuff is just, it's time to let it go. Time to heal, time to tear down, a time to build up, a time to cry, a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. There's time for everything. There's things in life, once again, you cannot get around. You have just got to accept it. Additional things that you have to accept, after we said through all those, is there's a time you have to accept yourself. This is a huge one for a lot of people. To love yourself for everything that you are. The good, the bad, the ugly. Until you decide to change it, it's going to stay ugly. But you got to accept that if you don't change it, it will not change. Because things are always changing. We just did an episode on that, on change. Change is huge, fam, because it's always changing. So the question we got to ask ourselves is, let me quit trying to fight, like life and, the trajectory of what it's sitting on, the direction of the path of where God is taking me. Things are going to change. If I ever just stayed the same, life would be boring. I'm going to end up getting bored and doing something I ain't supposed to be doing because I got off track, because life didn't stay the same. It decided to change. As I'm always getting older, as I'm always losing people, as I'm always gaining people, I got to accept that sometimes there's just no order. Sometimes it's just finding the beauty in the chaos, which is phenomenal. Once you can accept that, It's one of the biggest challenges of acceptance is knowing that sometimes, man, life is just chaotic, fam. When sometimes it's hitting you so hard and stuff is going crazy, and you have to find your peace in the chaos. You got to find your joy in the storm, because there's no order for what is going on. And I got to accept that there's no order on the outside going on, but I can order some stuff in my life on the inside. You got to accept that you aren't your thoughts. And if I cut off a finger, am I still John? Cut off a leg, cut off an arm, still John. When you have certain thoughts, every thought that you have, you do not have to accept it. You gotta get that. Every thought that crosses your mind, you do not have to accept it. We have got to learn that, guess what? You're going to have thoughts 24 hours, 7 days a week. And a lot of them are not going to be good because we have a negative bias towards life. But we can grab the ones that do come across our mind. That's awesome and phenomenal, and keep it moving. Because sometimes when we have certain pains in our life and we'll be like, oh my God, I got cancer. There was no confirmation that you had cancer, but that thought came across your mind that you got cancer. Oh my God. I'm having some pains in my stomach. I must have an ulcer. No, not necessarily. Oh my God. I'm having some teeth pain. They're going to have to pull out these teeth. Man. Oh my God. My kids, I got a call from the kids' school. It ain't because they always did something bad. More than likely it probably was, but it's not always. Family. There are going to be some thoughts that cross your mind that you got to make sure, oh man, the economy is getting bad. Oh my God, the weather's getting crazy. Oh my God. What are you doing with the thought that came across your mind? Because it's coming. It's not a matter of if it's coming. The thoughts are coming across your mind. They're coming. But you don't have to grab every thought. Some thoughts, you just let them float by. You can't control people. No, nothing happened to your phone. Nothing happened to your radio. I paused for a minute for effect. You can't control people. If you can accept that, you're going to be all right. Can you influence people? That's what we hope to do. That's why we do podcasts. It's so we want to be able to influence people to make great decisions in their life. But I can't control people. Can't control family. Can't control friends. Can't control my kids. Can't control my wife. Family, I am cool with knowing that and accepting it. That was the part that was hard. Accepting that. You can't control that stuff. And you don't want to control it. Why is that? Because if everything went according to your plan, guess what? Life will get boring. Number one. Number two, that means the people that you're around are not thinking for themselves. Don't want that happening. I want to embrace that people are going to be people, and let me accept them for that. That you can't control. How many other things? You can't control the weather. You can't control tomorrow's not guaranteed. And how do you prove that one? Do me a favor and go in your wallet or your person and show me that there's a piece of paper that says you're going to live to see tomorrow. There's no guarantees. We take for granted so much of what life is. We take it for granted. The past is over. Yeah, you can't get it back. Life is constantly moving, and it's going on without us. As we're doing this podcast, notice your clock is always going forward. It's never going back. The past is over. It's never coming back. Was this a good investment for you to listen to this episode? Yes, there's no question in my mind. But the time has passed. Can't get it back. But what I can do is listen and say, you know what? When he was talking about that acceptance of this or acceptance of that, I got that. I got to quit trying to feel like I'm in control of it. Fam, I can't control me. I can't totally control. I really wished I could have that happen. But family, there's some stuff that I absolutely can't control everything. Can I control eating right? Can I control prayerfully laying down? Can't control the sleep sometimes because that brain be going. So there are some things that you can't even control about you. But you can only know that, guess what? You're the only star in your life. People are not revolving their lives around you. You know, in your life, you're the star. In everybody else's life, you're the co-star. Understanding you won't be the number one in people's lives. And you can control that, accepting that. Sometimes you shouldn't get what you want. All of us on here, as you're listening to this, can think back on some things that you really, really, really wanted. And you can look back over that time and say, "Ooh, I'm glad I didn't get that. I'm glad that'll cost me quite a few $1,000s that I didn't have. That was gonna cost me some heartbreak right there if I would have got that. That was gonna cost me some mismanagement of time." Yeah, there's some things in life we shouldn't have gotten, and I'm glad we didn't get it because, boy, we really wanted it, but it wasn't meant to be, and that was a blessing. Good and bad is going to flow in and out of your life, in and out of each other. There's some good parts of you, there's some bad parts of you. Accept it, embrace it. There are some positive things about you, and there's some very negative, challenging things about you. Go ahead and accept it. Because, man, you understand that acceptance is a key component to life, man. I truly believe that. It is a key component to your life to learn how to accept. And when you can, you'll be like, man, okay, life is that much more sweeter. When I sit still and understand that, man, I can accept that. Guess what? I got to go through all these things. There's going to be some ups, some downs. There's going to be some ins and outs. There's going to be some good times and bad times. There's going to be some challenging times. But understanding, let me accept it for what it is at this moment and keep it moving. Because whether I'm trying to accept myself, my family, accept anyone on this planet, honestly, it all boils down to knowing that one way or another, we're all interconnected. In one way or another, we are all interconnected. If this person is not, guess what? There are seasons of your life that you're ready. I believe that. You are ready. But the person that you need beside you that's going to help you with this is not ready. So guess what? Without you even knowing it, you're actually waiting for somebody else to get their life in order for you to be able to do what it is that you got to do. There's some people out there that's praying for a significant other. They want that person right now. What you are super grateful for is that God seen fit to delay them so they can learn them last 2 lessons that they needed to learn. So by the time you got into that relationship, they had already worked that thing out. They had already matured, and they were ready to be in this relationship. And now you can be happy as you needed to be because that person was allowed to learn them last couple of lessons before y'all got into that relationship. So family, even though sometimes you feel like life is delayed or it's putting you on pause or you're in waiting process, enjoy that process. Enjoy that time because it's super important. Nothing is quite what it seems to be, not what it seems to be on the surface. Do me a favor, sit still, pay attention, really be in tune with you, really be in tune with your life, be in tune with your body, be in tune with your mind, be in tune with God, really be paying attention to what he's trying to tell you to do. But that's where we got a chance to slow down, accept some things in life and be like, okay, out of all the things I got to accept that life is doing what it's doing in this present moment. And for me to be operating in this realm of reality right here, right now, I got to accept that whatever I have, there's some things that I have and there's some things that I got to let go. I got to embrace what is in my life at this moment. And there's some things I got to truly let go of. What are some things that are you struggling to accept? I would love if you would spend some time with yourself this week. Spend 5-10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and say to yourself, there's some things I need to accept and there's some things I need to work on. Now, it's not for me to get frustrated, get mad, get upset, get all angry, get all jealous or anything of that nature. It's for me to say, you know what, this is what it is. Okay, what I'm going to do with it. I get to pick and determine how I'm going to handle this thing. Family, I love you guys so much. Listen to them beautiful birds outside. Ooh! I'm surprised you didn't hear the donkey out there doing his thing. Yes, we live out in the outskirts of Tucson, where we get to hear animals and trees and plants and birds and see some crazy animals. And it's beautiful. And I love accepting that we made this choice to live out here. Family, what are you needing to accept? There's something super important in this moment. You got to embrace it and then do what you need to do with it. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. Bacon Bits. I love you guys so much. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So if some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1, st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.